this was a Canadian nurse, and they actually trained a lot of Canadian nurses to come to the Canadian hospital. Now see, this is the Canadian hospital.
Yeah, I have the pictures. You sent me over.
Okay, so that's a Canadian hospital. I think Margaret probably knows more because she's had some of these before I came to her.
Nice,
So,
yeah.
so I mean, these are the old. I mean, you're talking Abbots Langley Village going back to way back when. They're just investigating all of that now. Apparently, the unicorn is haunted. So here in country. So she's this leave a hole. You know what? I've got to build that donate. I'm all for that. In fact, I still think Eric.
I do Abbots Langley, Deans Langley, Bedmond, Chipperfield, and Leavesden.
26 shillings a week on average is what people were being paid, but they were doing gardening, they were doing running out, doing the cows, they were doing transportation. In 1898, that's the Stewart's logbook of 1898. Again, that references the only murder case ever involved in the hospital, the poisoning of Mary Ansell. No, Mary Ansell was the sister.
The older sister.
Mary Ansell did the poisoning.
Yes.
Caroline Ansell
Was the one who was poisoned.
Caroline Ansell was poisoned at the hospital, and that's that one there. We actually have the execution certificate too. So I don't know why I didn't give you that one. I just found it on. Oh yeah, it's a copy. It's a copy of it. Payment ledger.
Yes, the execution certificate would be very good.
1871, November 1871, which was 1 month after it opened. 1899. So for that year, that would have been the record of everything, you know, how many cows died, how many bags of flour he returned. A report book of daily activity, you know, daily activities at the hospital.
Okay.
It was almost a day to day. I mean, it took into account, you know, how many lemons were they going to order for the panto this year. I mean, silly things like that. But he did everything. One of the things, of course, is it mentions the asylum. You know, they included everything in these logbooks. That jar up there, that was in 1901. That was manufactured up in Tainan Ware.
Herring drop. Does that say
Herring, yeah, pickled herring jar dating back to 1901. It's more of, you know, this is again historically, this is one of the historical features of Abbots Langley. So, you know, this is just one bit of it. That would have been their numbers. And you'll notice here, which I didn't pick out, which you did, is they sat them next to a mirror.
Mirror, yeah.
So for one picture, you get a profile. You know how nowadays you have this and then you have this?
Yeah.
Well, back in
I
those
thought that
days,
was
they
clever,
just did
lunatic asylum. So it was posted to the lady, because a lot of them still lived in London. So the wife lived in Poplar, but the envelope was constantly returned to Leavesden, not known at this address. So really, perhaps she'd done a runner or didn't want to know her husband.
Cheaper than a divorce.
Yeah, you've got letters there, you know, notice of hearings. I mean, we've got death.
This letter here, is that the man had died, and they're saying, I can't come to the funeral, but my sisters can, but they want to come along to know when he's going to be screwed down. They want to come along before he's screwed down to see him.
But the correspondence, and then there's the whole St. Pancras Orphanage. Now this became the industrial schools, which is why the name changed to College Road.
That's the fascinating part of it.
That's a whole other thing. Here's a couple of nurses. This is the stand. This is one of the buildings that's still there. This is the old gatehouse. Of course, there's the Aaron Kosminski.
Yeah.
Here's the St. Pancras Industrial Schools. You know, so you had the schools here and everything. The boys and girls schools, because they were taught babies home or in the infirmary. All that right there. The only thing still around is the gatehouse.
Nobody really wants an operation with her in.
This was a Canadian anesthetist that was brought in from Canada to work at the. See, that was also the Canadian hospital too.
Some of them know.
Here's the pharmacy. This is what people have just handed me off the cuff, and I know
This
there's
was
more.
the football
This is my
supporters.
big thing. Is I know for a fact, once this runs, I think people will go, oh, well, it's in a museum.
Are they
I've got
outside
something.
or were they immigrants?
Well, half and half, I
We're
think.
going to run out.
In here, everything is local. That was found at West Hyde, that man's task. And all these have also been found all locally. That the horn here, this false horn, there again, the Natural History Museum got the real thing.
Right,
They gave
okay.
us a plastic card. But there again, that was along topics.
Here, see,
Yes.
there's no building in front of this.
Yes,
There's
yeah.
a building in front of this.
Yes.
This is probably that one.
Yes.
I bet you that's the next one down. And they said they all would have been
all the same.
They all would have been designed the same. They were all of the same architecture, same
Yes.
design. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was the Manor House. That was by Hunton Bridge. So that's still there. That building, you can have dinner there. We had dinner there for our school.
Yeah.
The Manor House, now that isn't there anymore.
No, that's the Manor House Sports Ground.
There you go, Manor House Sports Ground was his backyard, basically, you know, of course the old High Street. I was always, when I first moved over here, and I found out that the St. Lawrence Church dated back 1,100 years. 1,100 years? The church is 1,100 years old, my goodness, Bedman, you know.
£80. They built that cost £80.
And they were built so that they could be transported abroad. That was like a prototype.
Asylum Road, which was the only road that went to the asylum. Then between 1947 and 1949, that changed to College Road because now there's 5 colleges there. Abbots Langley Parish Council itself, which goes back to 1084. Leavesden Asylum, St. Pancras Orphanage, Canadian Hospital, which was built for World War II, which became the Abbots Langley General Hospital after 1949, and Leavesden Aerodrome, which became Warner Brothers Studios. So those 6 things are dating back to 1084, and they all are within Abbots Langley Parish. So that's what makes it the hexagon of history. It's so rewarding right now to have spent 4 years, you know, trying to get this collection permanently and safely displayed somewhere. It really is. It's a real pleasure to see it all up. It's really an emotional thing that people can now come to Three Rivers Museum and actually see things that may have involved their grandparents or their parents or their great-grandparents, and they can research their own family, and to see it all open to the public for the first time ever. Has this been seen and displayed to the public? All this history that we have of Leavesden Hospital. It's the first time it's been on display permanently in its existence. And I think that is absolutely special, and I'm really glad that we're all part of this little historic event.